Hi guys, it's Monica, and I haven't really lost much this past week. I think for sure when you get close to your goal, you don't have as much to lose, that it's for sure harder to see dramatic results on the scale. But what I have noticed is that I'm down a full size. So, that's good because I'm back into clothes that fit me comfortable as opposed to being too tight. So I'm down a full size. I'm going to probably measure myself or try to. But my goal isn't so much what the scale is showing. My goal really is to try to get strong, meaning that I want to tone. And in toning, obviously, I think maybe the scale will move a little bit, maybe even going up, because muscle surely weighs more than fat. Everybody knows that. But, my typical day starts out, if I can't walk in the morning, I make sure I get 1,000 steps. I'm an avid Fitbit user. I make sure I get my 1,000 steps in before I sit down and have my coffee, before I check my email, before I do anything. I've gotten up, I've got my 1,000 steps in. And then from that point on, I might make myself a bulletproof coffee. It really all depends on whether it's a weekend or a weekday. But if I make myself a bulletproof coffee, I do about 8 ounces of coffee. I use 1 tablespoon of MCT oil and 1 ounce of butter, or a tablespoon of butter. And I use the Kerrygold grass-fed butter. And I mix that all up in an immersion blender, and oh my gosh, it tastes really wonderful. And because I get up early, it does hold me. It holds me till maybe about 10 or 11 o'clock. And at that point in time, this is probably not good, but I usually end up having a protein shake that I've made in the morning. And I usually use Isopure protein, usually vanilla, sometimes chocolate. And I only do a scoop rather than 2 scoops. It's 0 carbs, so there's no carbs in it. It's pretty low calories. And I'll have that as sort of my mid-morning breakfast. And sometimes with almond milk, and I mix that all up. I always put some cinnamon in there and stuff like that. So then by the time, if I have an afternoon walk, I go out for a walk at the office if I'm in Londonderry, and I walk the rail trail. And then by the time I get back, I'm ready for some real lunch. And I might, at my desk, I have a stand-up desk. Really happy about that. I'll have my lunch, and it typically is a salad that I brought from home, some good cheese, maybe a couple of slices of, chicken or whatever I have for protein, to added protein to it. So, and I have that. So, and every now and then I'll have some peanuts for a snack. But, then depending on the rest of the day, if I go to the gym, if I go to spin class, whatever time I get home, we typically try to have a dinner around 6 o'clock. Sometimes it's a little later, sometimes it's a little earlier, but that is the typical target time, between 5:30 and 6:30. Most of the time we have our dinner. Dinner for me usually consists of a very low carb. I usually have a vegetable and a meat. So I have my protein and a meat. We never have bread, we never have any carbohydrates other than occasionally some fruit, berries, etc. So I live a very ketogenic, low-carb lifestyle. I'm pretty happy with the results of it so far. I can't complain. Really, I can't complain. For my age, I think I'm doing well. I'm an old chick. I'm not going to tell you how old I am. You'll have to try to guess it. But yeah, I'm an old chick, and I'm hanging in there, and I'm doing great. So, hey, that's all. See you later, guys.